Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Archer's Park here on Sagittaron as we get ready for match number 2 here of Week 4. Sagittaron and Leonis. Hello, everyone. I am Nate Lisco. Getting ready to take a look at the new look Sagittaron minus Dagoberto. Or at least one of their strikers, not their star striker, definitely, but out with a pretty bad injury. Expected to miss at least 6 weeks, potentially the rest of the season, so it's not all bad when you have Zlatan Ibrahimovic to score your goals, but when defenses start to key in on him, got to have somebody else around to put the ball in the back of the net. They do still have Danny, as you see. They take a look at the starting lineup. Larson in place of Dagoberto, but boy, defenses can really start to pick out on Ibrahimovic and really make sure that he doesn't get a lot of touches on the ball. Oliver Baumann on the flip side for Sagittaron has been pretty spectacular thus far, as there you see the starting 11 for Leonis. Hatim Ben Arfa back in the lineup today for the Wildcats. Missed the last couple weeks with an injury. So we are ready to get underway here. Leonis, the Wildcats, will start with possession. They're in the white jerseys with red shorts moving right to left across your screen. Sagittaron, the Archers, in the orange jerseys moving left to right across your screen. Here's Giroud dribbling through the defense right away. And boy, Olivier Giroud giving Baumann something to think about early here. Just sends it outside the far post. Baumann's long ball forward. Tempted for Danny, never quite got there, but Koo will pick it up for Sagittaron. He tries to find Ibrahimovic, but sends it out over the touchline instead. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see how Sagittaron reacts to the injury of one of their starting 11. Here's a ball forward now for Ibrahimovic. He will have it taken off his feet by Derossi and out. Headed on for Larson. Trying to split the defense. He will instead pull it back and have it taken off his feet. Still not out. Here's Larson again. Has the shot. Hits the crossbar. Danny's going to put a head on it. And Danny has scored his second goal of the season here in the 4th minute. Boy, the substitute Larson and making his presence felt right away. Hits the shot. It hits the crossbar but comes right back to Danny for the easy head. We see nothing the keeper could do. Out of position, trying to save the shot from Larson. I mean, Larson's shot cleanly beat the keeper. Just got a little unlucky that he hit the crossbar. And Danny will be the recipient of a pretty easy goal with his head. So Sagittaron expected them to be an offensive powerhouse coming into the season. Thus far, they have not really disappointed. They strike early here. Also a team that has struck very early in just about all of their games. Here's De Jong coming forward now. Gives it up to Elmander. Back down to Giroud. So Leonis has to try to settle down here. Here's the ball for Caligari. Dribbles it back towards the penalty area. Gives it up to Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa up for De Jong. Dangerous possession inside the box there for Leonis, but Sagittaron's defense holds. Here's the ball up for Jones. Jones gives it to Danny. Already one in for Danny. He tries to send Jones back through the middle. De Jong stuffs out the attempted ball forward. Running for Johnson. He's going to boot it up. Not quite sure who that was really intended for. Young comes away with it for Leonis. Here is Ben Arfa. Up for Elmander. Elmander's still with it, trying to dribble through the entire Sagittaron defense. Koo eventually takes it off his feet and will try to take it back down pitch the other way. Pennant makes sure that doesn't happen as he earns the steal for Leonis. Now Caligari. Thought about turning it in. Jones got a foot on it and will take it away. Forward now for Danny. Danny moving up, has Ibrahimovic in front of him, as well as about 5 white jerseys, as De Jong eventually wins the challenge to take it off his feet. De Jong up to Ben Arfa. Tried to send Pennant on a run up the far touchline. Pennant wasn't aware that that's what was happening, as it is going to be taken away by Sagittaron. 10th minute, early lead here for the Archers of Sagittaron. Chance by Larson, hit the post, and Danny finished it with the head. Here is Larson. It's a tough role for a substitute to come in and play that center attacking mid position, try to run the offense when you're not necessarily all that familiar with the offense, playing with the second team in practice, as somebody hit the dirt there for Leonis. Official said play on. Giroud trying to bring it forward. He gives it up to De Jong. Gives it to Elmander. De Jong is around the defense. He's going to dribble in. Has the centering pass to Ben Arfa. Jones got a head on it for Sagittaron. Initial clearance, and then Walker for Sagittaron will take it off of the feet and clear it all the way out. Good job of not panicking there by the Sagittaron defense. Here comes Koo. Gives it up to Larson. He's going to chip for Alessandrini. Pennant's out to match up with him. Alessandrini tries to center it. Instead, he will win the corner kick, and looks like we're going to have a yellow card from the previous incident. Danny is going to go in the book. We're going to get a look at it. A little late on the sliding challenge. Actually started the sliding challenge decently well timed. It just, poor angle to the ball. Wound up getting the player. Here's the corner. It's going to be for Ibrahimovic. Leonis gets the first head on it and sends it away. Here is Elmander. Gives it up to Giroud. Giroud for Buettner. Buettner with a nice run into the box. Can he get it centered? He tries. Jones got the first head on it. Elmander's going to go track it down, though. It's to the middle for De Jong. De Jong going to turn. Thought about a shot. Instead, he gives it to Ben Arfa. Back to Elmander. Has the shot. Jones got in front to deflect it away. He will now send forward for Nani. Nani's going to try to send Ibrahimovic long. Zlatan Ibrahimovic only had Miranda to beat, and Miranda played it beautifully for Leonis. Headed now for Young. Young around the defense. Or here's Danny, rather. Around Young. Danny has the shot. Had it deflected. Ibrahimovic couldn't quite get there on the back end to put the rebound in. It's going to be cleared. Good offensive work here by Sagittaron early on in this one. 17th minute, and already a number of chances for the Archers. It's going to be sent up for Nani. Gives it off to Koo. Koo finds Larson in the middle. Now back to Koo. Alessandrini with it for Sagittaron. We'll find Jones trying to send Ibrahimovic through. Buettner gets the first touch on it. They're going to send it all the way back to Hugo Loris, who clears it away. Leonis moving forward, trying to find some sort of offensive spark to tie this one up. There's a chip forward for Danny. Danny gets the first foot on it, but two white jerseys converge and manage to clear him off the ball. Here is Koo at the midfield stripe for Sagittaron. He's being worked over by Giroud. And a little pushing and shoving. Officials seem to be okay with it. Here's Koo. Back to Larson. Gives it off to Ibrahimovic. Trying to work around Buettner. A little overstep. Nothing doing. Buettner takes it right off his feet. Good defensive play there. Here's De Jong coming forward. Gives it back down to Buettner. Still worked over by Ibrahimovic. Interesting battle going on there. Roles reversed a little bit. Buettner, the defenseman, trying to move it forward against the striker. There's a ball forward now for Pennant. This one's going to work out a little bit better as Pennant's going to be able to get to it. What can he do with it is the question. Tries to cross it in. Headed away by Sagittaron. Headed back into the box. But Walker will eventually clear and chip forward. Trying to get to Ibrahimovic. But again, two white jerseys on Zlatan Ibrahimovic at all times for Leonis. Here's Elmander. Gives it off to Caligari. Down along the near side touchline for Buettner. Walker runs him off the ball. Walker's played a very good defensive game for Sagittaron thus far. Here is Giroud. Gives it up to De Jong. Ball forward now for Jones. Jones wants to try to make a run. He's going to pull it back out now. Larson gets a foot on it. Darassi is there to take it away for Leonis. Potentially dangerous play, as looks like Nigel De Jong has pulled up a little bit gimpy. And we'll check that injury as the match goes on, see how much it affects him. Here's Alessandrini now. Forward for Danny. Danny got fouled and will eventually look like the officials was originally going to let them play. Instead, he will call it back for the free kick. Nani takes it, curls it towards the box. Pennant gets the first head on it to keep it away. Excuse me, Ben Arfa got the first head on it. He headed it to Pennant. Pennant's going to send Giroud now on the far side. Giroud thought about cutting it back to the middle. Instead, he's going to leave it out to the corner for Pennant. Pennant with a long cross that's going to be over everybody's head. As De Jong looked like he was intended to be the target on it. He's not running at 100% right now, and he was not able to track that down before it crossed the touch line. Nani trying to... Not quite sure what he was trying to do there. Maybe send Danny forward on a run. In the end, it's going to be picked up by Loris, no problem. I doubt he was shooting from that distance. Here's Miranda. Forward for De Jong. Now up to Pennant. Pennant back to the middle for Ben Arfa. The dribble all the way back to the near side now for Caligari. It's worked over by Nani. To the middle and De Jong. Seems to have stretched out his injury. He's running much better now. As Koo gets a foot on it. And he will run it out. Ibrahimovic has a run going in the middle. Koo trying to possess the ball. Didn't see him. But he will win a Sagittaron throw. Somewhat getting towards the deeper end of Leonis territory. Throw-in's going to come all the way back across the midfield stripe, however. Attempted ball back in is going to be chested away by Almander. He's got Giroud in the middle. Giroud has one more run going. Couldn't get it to him. And it will be slid away. De Jong picks it up on the backside, though, for Leonis. Here's Giroud again. He's going to try once more. Almander, top of the semicircle. Nice sliding challenge. Koo keeps it alive. Ben Arfa's going to have it now for Leonis. Dribbling in, turns, has the shot. Nice save by Baumann. And the rebound's going to go out wide. Boy, that hit Baumann right in the stomach. He might need a minute to have the wind get back into him. You see a nice shot, and I believe a corner will be coming here, though. Yeah, corner coming. Darassi will take it. He will curl one towards the spot. Walker got the first head on it for Sagittaron, and it will be cleared away. All the way forward now coming the Archers. This is a good run off the corner kick. We saw this last game as well. Ball attempted to get to Koo. Miranda just gets back in time. Same thing that, almost at least, the same thing that happened to Toron. They pulled people forward for their corner kick and then got burned on the counterattack coming back. Sagittaron avoids a similar fate this time. Or, excuse me, Leonis rather avoids a similar fate this time as Buettner will knock it out for the Sagittaron throw. Into Nani. He's going to give it to Danny. Working on De Jong. De Jong goes to ground. Nothing doing. Danny right past him, and Danny has put in his second. Boy, if they were challenged by their manager to find other sources of offense, Danny is rising to the occasion here. He's got two in the back of the net already. Loris thought he was going one way, went the other, and not able to change direction in time was Hugo Loris, and Sagittaron leads it by 2. 35th minute, 2-0 Sagittaron over the Wildcats of Leonis. Sagittaron getting back to the form that they really have had the first 2 matches. Looked a little out of sorts last week, but they have it figured out, at least thus far, against Leonis. Here's Caligari up to De Jong. He's going to leave it for Young on the far side touchline. Leonis desperately needs to get one back before halftime here. Have some momentum going. Elmander not quite able to get on the backside of that one. It was headed away before it got to him. Here comes Nani dribbling it out. Gives it off to Larson. Alessandrini on possession now for Sagittaron. He's going to chip forward for Koo. Pennant runs him off the ball before any more danger starts to build. Ball attempted to be sent through to Ben Arfa, never quite got there. Sagittaron will take back possession. Here comes Elmander looking for a fast break for Leonis. He's got Giroud. Might have had numbers there for a split second, but in the end, it is turned back. Here is De Jong trying to move it forward for Leonis. He's got Giroud on the far side. Giroud has to get around the line somehow. He's going to try to take it to the corner. Now turns back. Off of Navarro and out. Ben Arfa will hold the line, though. He's going to give it off to De Jong. De Jong dribbling into the penalty area. Walker puts a foot on it. And a good defensive play once again by Walker for Sagittaron to clear it away. Here's Caligari holding the line. Ball tried to be chipped in for De Jong, a little too strong. And it will be out for a goal kick. Ben Arfa picks it up at the midfield stripe for Leonis. 42nd minute. Time ticking away here in half number one on Leonis. As Ibrahimovic, I haven't really called his name much in the last 20 minutes or so, but he will have it taken off his feet. Danny has been the offensive spark for Sagittaron, and Koo. Actually, Koo has made a lot of runs into the box as Elmander brings it forward, trying to do something. He will attempt to get it to Pennant. Alessandrini has other plans. He'll give it back down to the aforementioned Koo, trying to chip Larson, a little too strong. Hugo Loris comes off his line and scoops it up. Loris's boot out is picked up by Sagittaron, however, as Danny on possession now for the Archers. He's going to pull it back out to Larson. Larson's going to chip for Alessandrini just over his head, and Young picks it up on the backside for Leonis as we approach stoppage time here in half number one. 45th minute, Sagittaron leads it by 2. Danny has put 2 in the back of the net. You know, he would love to equal his teammates' hat trick from week 1, as that's going to be out for a Sagittaron throw. 2 minutes of stoppage time to be added on here. As Giroud forward for Elmander. Gets around his defense relatively easily. Elmander is free into the penalty area. Good catch-up speed by Johnson to come back and get that. As Koo picks it off the touchline and sends back to Larson in the middle of the pitch. Now Alessandrini. Maybe one last chance forward here for Sagittaron. Alessandrini with it. Young takes it off his feet. He will play it all the way back to his keeper. Touch pass out to Miranda. Here is De Jong trying to come forward with it. Back to Elmander. I think we're just waiting for the whistle here. Here's Caligari. Down to Buettner here on the near side touchline. Walker's out to guard him. Buettner turns around him. Beautiful job by Buettner. He's going to dribble all the way in. Chips it to the middle. There's nobody on the backside for Leonis. And that will sail all the way out over the touchline. Here's Johnson for Sagittaron. Passes it back to David Navarro. Navarro goes down as... that was quite the foul there by Giroud. Clothesline. Giroud trying to play innocent. Nothing doing there. Straight up clotheslining the defender. And it turns into a free kick. And that will do it here for half number one. Sagittaron coming out with a mission to right the wrongs from last week are doing a very good job of it. Danny has found the back of the net twice, and they lead the Wildcats of Leonis here on Sagittaron 2-0. Let's take a look at the first goal. Beautiful shot by Larson, just hits the crossbar. Danny picks up the rebound with his head and puts it in the back of the net. And here is his second. Just dribbles through the defense, turns, has the shot. So here are the numbers from the first half. Both teams with 4 shots, 2 of them on target for Sagittaron. Both of those have managed to find the back of the net. Just 1 on target for Leonis. Leonis dominating possession, but the Sagittaron defense has been very solid in making sure that nothing more comes of that possession. A couple fouls, a yellow card as well. But all in all, relatively even as far as the stats go. But on the scoreboard, Sagittaron leads it by 2. That will do it here for half number 1. We will be back momentarily with half number 2. The Archers will start half number 2 with possession. And the lead, Sagittaron in the orange jerseys moving right to left across your screen. The Wildcats of Leonis in the white jerseys with red shorts, they will be moving left to right across your screen. Desperately trying to make up that 2-goal disadvantage. Ball chipped forward. Here is Alessandrini. Had the shot, had it knocked down. And cleared. Not all the way out though. Sagittaron still with possession. Moving it back into the attacking third. Here's Jones. Trying to get around Hatim Ben Arfa. Bit of a quiet day for Ben Arfa in his first day back from injury, as that's going to be tried to send forward for Young. Snuffed out by Sagittaron's defensive line. Johnson gives it up to Nani. Back to the middle for Larson. Larson trying to send Danny. We've got a whistle, and we get offside. We are going to get offside on Danny. There you see he lunged a little bit too far forward. Tried to correct it. Tried to get back when he realized the ball was being played to him, but the ball had already been played. So a good call on the offside there. Here's Giroud moving forward for Sagittaron. Gives it up to Ben Arfa. Trying to send the run for Caligari. Hit it behind him. Caligari had to peel off his run to go back and get it. He manages to get it back to the middle. Now here's Ben Arfa again. Trying to work around David Navarro. Said he's going to leave it for Elmander. This little spin move back to the middle for Ben Arfa. David Navarro stuffs him in the box though. As Koo will lead the charge back now for Sagittaron. Now Alessandrini here near the bottom, near side of the pitch. Back to Larson in the middle. Now Koo goes down. No whistle as Giroud takes it off his feet. Maybe got away with a little bit of a shove in the back. Caligari bringing it up for Leonis. Nice little move around one defender there. Elmander to the middle for De Jong. Dribbles it into the penalty area. Has it taken off his feet and cleared away. Boy, the Sagittaron defense has been absolutely astounding today. Nothing getting to their keeper. Bauman's only really had to make one save. Here's Young. He's going to try to find some offense now. Passes it for Giroud in the box. It's remarkable considering how often the ball has actually been in the Sagittaron box that their defense, or that they've only really had to face one shot. Pennant going to dribble in. Now he's going to send a ball across. Bauman comes off his line to snatch it out of the air. And he will boot it upfield. Ibrahimovic hits the deck. Always a momentary panic in the heart of Sagittaron fans when that happens, but he gets up no problem. As Caligari dribbles it around Nani, now looking for something to do with it, but Jones, secondary defender, steps up and makes the interception. Ball forward now for Danny. Danny runs into a couple white jerseys, has it taken away. Alessandrini will possess here for Sagittaron. 56th minute. Sagittaron still leads it by 2. Here's Larson. Trying to chip forward for Alessandrini. Does manage to find him. Now Danny trying to get it turned back to the middle. Wants the chip for Ibrahimovic. Flag was up. Never got to him anyways, as it will be taken away by Leonis. Pennant for De Jong. Back now to Young. It's being whipped over by Johnson. He's going to give it forward for Elmander with a little bit of space. Elmander going to turn, try to get it back to the middle. A little bit too far back. The second trailing line for Leonis. Not quite far enough forward for them to really get back on the other side of that cross. And Sagittaron will take it away. Ibrahimovic got a head on it. The second head was not good, though. It's a turnover for Leonis, as Pennant wants to come in with it. He's going to leave it here for Young on the near side touchline. Now back to Pennant in space near the end line. Another attempted centering pass, and Baumann once again able to get on the intercepting course for it. Baumann boots forward for Danny. Danny leaves it for Ibrahimovic. He's going to take it down to the corner, try to get a centering pass in for Danny. Loris comes off his line, just punches it away. We've got a whistle and a foul going to be called on Danny. Sagittaron not taking their foot off the gas here. Still looking for that third goal. As Giroud has it taken off. Nice sliding challenge there by Koo. Here's Pennant. Gives it up to De Jong. He's around one defender. Now back to Giroud. Giroud for Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa back down to Pennant. Johnson will clear it away. Here comes Alessandrini back the other way now for Sagittaron. And that will go out over the touchline for a throw. Jones gives forward for Larson. Larson to Ibrahimovic. Has it taken off his feet by Derossi. And Leonis will once again try to mount some sort of offense here. 64th minute. Desperately trying to find the back of the net. They need two, but you need one to start. Here's Pennant, near side touchline. Couple orange jerseys go down to pick him up. Sliding challenge, completely whiffs. It's going to give him a lot of room to run back into the box. Pennant trying to get a centering pass in. David Navarro took it off his feet. Johnson cleared it away. Not all the way out, though, as Elmander will pass it back forward for Caligari. Dribbling it in towards the semicircle. 3 orange jerseys converge, and they manage to take it off his feet cleanly. Larson wants to start a counterattack the other way now. Gives it up to Ibrahimovic. Trying to be a little bit too fancy there for Ibrahimovic. And we'll come back the other way. That's going to be a really late challenge. Official says play on. Would not be surprised if we see a booking from that at the next stoppage, as Nani gives it off to Jones. Jones to Larson. Larson going to chip forward for Danny. Never quite got there. Derossi will wind up with possession of it for Leonis. Gives it up to Ben Arfa. On to Elmander. Here's Giroud now. Giroud dribbling forward. Jones got a foot in there. Sagittaron tried to get a ball through for Ibrahimovic. Nothing doing. Here comes De Jong. Forward for Elmander. He's going to be through the defense. First touch wasn't great, though. Has the shot and a goal. De Jong from the corner of the penalty area. Puts one past Baumann. And Leonis back within one. Boy, I thought that was going to be cleared, as Walker looked like he should have cleared it. Fell right to the feet of De Jong, took one dribble and sent it in, and we are in fact going to get a booking here off of that foul as well. So Nigel De Jong in the 68th minute has given Leonis a little bit of life here. 2-1. As that's going to be sent to Nani. Nani was the one who went in the book off of that challenge. Here is Alessandrini. Gives it up to Larson. Larson for Ibrahimovic. Trying to send Nani through. Nani is onside, but Caligari is going to be able to get the first foot on it. Up to Elmander. All of 4 orange jerseys in front of him. He's going to pull back for the goal scorer, De Jong. On to Pennant, who can't quite keep it in. So Sagittaron here, maybe a little bit stung, but they still have the lead, 2-1. They just have to hold on to it for about 20 more minutes. Easier said than done, of course. Here's Jones. Chipping forward for Danny. Danny can get there. Nope. So I was going to say if he can get there, he can turn it, but just a little bit too far forward for him. Leonis will have the throw in for Pennant. Ball up forward for Giroud. Giroud goes down. Jones going to be called for the foul. No booking. And a quick restart here. Elmander gives it off to Buettner on the far side. Buettner looking for a centering pass. He will chip it over everybody, and Alessandrini will pick it up on the backside for Sagittaron. Here is Elmander as Leonis tries to bring it back in. Leonis has definitely controlled the pace of the game a little bit more here in half number 2. Ball through to Giroud. Koo gets a foot on it. De Jong will pick it up. Send it for Pennant. Pennant looks like he wants to shoot, and not quite sure what that was intended to be. I think it was intended to be a centering pass that he just got under, but he'll loft it out over the touchline for a throw. As Nani chips forward now for Ibrahimovic. 3-match scoring streak on the line here for Ibrahimovic. Not as it stands, they wouldn't need one from him, but the league's leading scorer has been held silent here thus far today. Here's Alessandrini over to Jones. Jones trying to chip forward for Ibrahimovic, never quite got there. As Ben Arfa will bring it back forward now for Sagittaron. Excuse me, for Leonis. We'll give it to Buettner. Back to Giroud. Caligari with it now for the Wildcats, dribbling it back down towards the middle. And Koo takes it off his feet. Back to Nani. Nani has a run up the far touchline. Said he's going to try to send it back to the middle. And Leonis will take possession of it there. It's going to go back out though for a for a Sagittaron throw. And Ibrahimovic tried to send a pass through to Danny, got deflected, and comes back out for Leonis. Now here's a ball to Caligari. He's going to send Giroud. Walker steps over to make the nice defensive play. Just barely keeping that inside the touchline was Walker, but he will turn it back to the middle of the pitch now. Gives it off to Koo. 10 minutes and change left here from Sagittaron. Archers holding the narrowest of margins over Leonis as Koo wants to dribble all the way forward with it. He's going to give it off to Danny. Danny back to Koo. Koo forward for Ibrahimovic. Back down to Danny. And he's going to chip all the way forward for Nani. Here's a chance now for Sagittaron. Nani back to the middle of the box. Turns, has the shot. Nice save, but it will trickle out for a corner kick. Big diving save there by Hugo Loris. As Nani turned, fired it with the left. Ibrahimovic just got out of the way. He was offside, so if he would have touched it, it would have been whistled back. But Nani will take the corner. He's going to send it to the far side of the box for Ibrahimovic. Leonis got the first head to it. Walker will hold. Gives it off to Johnson. Johnson now for Larson. Larson dribbles back toward the middle. Instead, he's going to pull it back out now into the box. Larson turns, and Larson will score. The replacement player puts one in the back of the net in the 82nd minute. Boy, that's how you impress your coach. You come off the bench in a time of an injury, and you score the insurance goal. Nice turn with the right, puts it past the diving keeper. Sagittaron has found their offensive form once again, and they have done it without Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Here's Alessandrini coming forward now for Leonis. They need to score 2 once again. That's going to be bicycled out of the area. Elmander trying to come forward. He attempts to send Giroud, but Baumann comes off his line to pick it up. Jones will send it back to David Navarro. Navarro looking to hold. Danny will pick it up for Sagittaron. Gives it off to Larson. 84th minute. Sagittaron leads it by 2. Leonis would need a miracle now. Here is Ben Arfa. Forward for Giroud. Up to Elmander. He's going to try to dribble through. Walker gets the foot on it, and it will be cleared away by Baumann. Elmander looking to come forward here, and he scores! A shot by Elmander. Baumann didn't look like he was really expecting it, and it goes to the top corner. And Leonis has to hurry here. You see Elmander going and picking up the ball. Here comes the pass. Elmander just kind of turns and has the shot and sneaks it past the keeper on the near side. Sagittaron still leading 3-2 though, 86th minute. Time ticking away on Leonis. They need to put another one in the back yet. Here's Giroud. Forward for the goal scorer. As desperation time sets in for Leonis. So what looked like it was going to be the insurance goal by Larson could turn into the game winner here. Ball to the near side for Caligari. He's going to chip it to the middle for Giroud. Giroud for Pennant. Dangerous here. Pennant. Oh, bad pass. And it's going to be able to be cleared away. Alessandrini forward for Koo. Koo chips for Ibrahimovic. Pennant gets ahead to it. Here comes Ben Arfa. He gives it off to De Jong. He scored the first goal for Leonis. Back to Pennant. Trying to chip forward for Giroud. He might have been offside anyways, but it's going to be headed away. Down to De Jong. Gives it down to Caligari. 30 seconds plus stoppage time left. Back out to Young. Young gives it back to Caligari. There will be 1 minute only of stoppage time here, as that's going to be cleared off the back line, headed back towards the penalty area. Koo picks it up for Sagittaron. He's going to send Danny here along the near side, and this is just what Sagittaron needed. Get the ball out of danger. Not a lot of stoppage time to be added on here, so the more of it they can spend, the better. Kim Shin-wook will check in. He scored a late substitution goal in Leonis' first match. Seeing if they can recapture the magic here. Danny dribbling in towards the box. Gives it back off to Koo. Koo back to Danny. He's going to turn. Now take it to the near side. Now turn into the 6. Nice save by Loris. Kept out, and Ben Arfa will take it back. Will the official give Leonis one more chance to tie it? Ben Arfa still on it. Looks that way as Ben Arfa is going to dribble it into the attacking third. He's picked up by David Navarro. Trying to get a centering pass in. Good defensive play by Navarro. And that will do it. Sagittaron takes care of Leonis 3-2. A late goal by Larson propels Sagittaron to the 3 points. I think the scoreboard makes this one look a little bit closer than it actually was. That late goal by Elmander. But a very good showing here by Sagittaron, showing that they can win even if Ibrahimovic doesn't find the score sheet. Let's take a look here at the numbers from this one. 8 shots, 6 of them on net for Sagittaron. 6 shots, 3 of them on target for Leonis. 2 yellow cards for Sagittaron. Corners were pretty even. It doesn't feel like Leonis... I mean, it does feel like Leonis had the possession for most of the second half, but a good job by Sagittaron's defense of, even though they were playing behind the ball, making sure that nothing got through and preserving that lead. So that's going to do it here for match number 2. Be sure to stay tuned to PyCon and Caprica coming up next.